Hello everyone and welcome back to the channel. Today we are taking a deep dive into Resident Evil Requiem, the ninth mainline entry in Capcom's long-running survival horror franchise. This installment marks a significant moment for the series, as it brings players back to the aftermath of Raccoon City while introducing a new central figure alongside a familiar legend. After finishing the game, I have quite a lot to say, so let us break it down in detail. Resident Evil Requiem reunites players with Leon Kennedy, one of the most iconic protagonists in the franchise, and pairs him with Grace Ashcroft, a newer character stepping into the spotlight following the conclusion of Ethan Winters' arc in Resident Evil Village. While the series has featured multiple protagonists before, this is arguably the first time the narrative transitions between them so seamlessly. The structure feels deliberate and cohesive rather than fragmented. The story revolves around a new strain of the T-virus connected to a mystery known as LPs, the lingering consequences of Raccoon City, and a new antagonist named Victor Gideon. The narrative revisits the ruins of Raccoon City in its latter half, shedding further light on the aftermath of the government-sanctioned bombing. For longtime fans, this return is more than nostalgia. It is a meaningful expansion of established lore. Grace Ashcroft offers a stark contrast. Introduced as an FBI analyst investigating murders tied to the Wrenwood Hotel, she lacks Leon's combat training and field experience. This difference is immediately reflected in gameplay. Her sections lean heavily into traditional survival horror. She begins with only a handgun and limited resources. Enemies are dangerous, and direct confrontation is often unwise. Stealth, puzzle solving, and careful resource management are central to her design. Her early chapters evoke the tension of Resident Evil 7 and the Resident Evil 2 remake. Grace can craft ammunition and items using blood collected from defeated enemies or environmental sources. Her inventory is smaller at the start, but can be expanded with upgrade pouches. She cannot upgrade her weapons in the traditional sense, yet her firepower can be improved incrementally. Leon eventually gives her the Requiem Magnum, though its ammunition remains scarce, reinforcing the survival-focused balance of her campaign. Leon returns older, more experienced, and visibly shaped by the disasters he has endured since his debut in Resident Evil 2. From the Raccoon City outbreak to later global biohazard incidents, his history gives weight to his presence here. It feels appropriate that a game centered around the legacy of Raccoon City places Leon at its core. Gameplay-wise, Leon represents the action-oriented side of Resident Evil. His sections are reminiscent of Resident Evil 4, with a strong emphasis on combat and mobility. He has access to an extensive arsenal including a handgun, shotgun, rifle, machine gun, and the powerful Magnum known as Requiem. He can upgrade his weapons, carries a large inventory from the outset, and even wields a durable hatchet that functions as both a melee weapon and a finisher tool. Leon can also use environmental weapons such as chainsaw and throw enemy weapons like axes and spears. Contextual melee attacks and finishers trigger after stunning enemies, reinforcing his status as one of the most combat-capable protagonists the series has seen since Resident Evil 6. His campaign delivers some of the most satisfying action sequences in recent franchise history. The game alternates between Leon and Grace, gradually pushing the story forward while maintaining distinct gameplay identities. This dual structure works remarkably well. When Grace's sections become tense and methodical, Leon's chapters provide cathartic release through direct combat. The packing benefits from this contrast. On standard difficulty, the game strikes a fair balance. Grace's early segments can feel punishing due to limited resources and dense enemy placement, occasionally resulting in trial and error progression. However, as the game advances and resources become more abundant, the difficulty curve stabilizes. By the final set of boss encounters, I found myself well equipped and prepared. Although much of the level design is linear, exploration remains meaningful. Locked safes, drawers, and optional areas reward attentive players with ammunition, crafting materials, and upgrades. Certain zones become accessible only after acquiring specific key items, particularly in the latter half of the game. The map design deserves special recognition. It clearly marks points of interest and highlights incomplete areas, making backtracking efficient rather than frustrating. If something is missed, consulting the map is straightforward and reliable. This system significantly enhances the overall experience. From a storytelling perspective, Resident Evil Requiem is engaging and consistent with the series' identity. While the writing may not be groundbreaking, it offers a strong opening, satisfying twists, and a fitting conclusion. The integration of established lore with new elements feels deliberate rather than forced. There are also several surprises that longtime fans will appreciate.
Our friend's busy.
The option to switch between first and third-person perspectives further broadens accessibility. By default, Grace is recommended in first-person and Leon in third-person, though the entire game can be completed in either mode. This flexibility accommodates both traditional survival horror enthusiasts and fans of the more action-oriented entries. I played the game on a PS5 Pro using ray tracing mode at 4K and 60 frames per second. Performance was stable overall, with only minor frame rate dips during select non-gameplay scenes. I encountered no major technical issues. A few small visual inconsistencies appeared occasionally, but nothing that significantly affected immersion. Considering this was an early access build, the overall level of polish was impressive. My first playthrough lasted approximately 15 hours, though the in-game timer recorded closer to 10, suggesting some inaccuracy. Replay value is substantial. Higher difficulty modes, hidden secrets, unlockable weapons, and achievement hunting provide ample incentive to return. Like other modern Resident Evil titles, completing in-game challenges earns points that can be spent on additional content and powerful equipment. Resident Evil Requiem feels like a culmination of the franchise's modern era. It successfully merges the methodical survival horror design of Resident Evil 7 with the dynamic action focus of Resident Evil 4. By pairing Leon and Grace, it offers two complementary playstyles that rarely feel repetitive. In my view, this entry comfortably ranks among the top 3 Resident Evil games of the modern era, and could reasonably be placed just behind Resident Evil 4. It respects the series' legacy, revisits its most iconic setting, and delivers both tension and spectacle in equal measure. If you are a fan of classic survival horror, action-heavy encounters, or the overarching lore of Raccoon City, Resident Evil Requiem delivers a comprehensive and satisfying experience. Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. Are you more interested in Leon's action-driven gameplay or Grace's survival-focused approach? If you found this review helpful, consider subscribing for more in-depth coverage. Thank you for watching.